In the shadows of a small house, Huyen and Dee are holding on to fragile hopes. But when Thuk suddenly returns, will the past drag them into the spiral of fate? And Dee's ex-wife, will she allow him to find happiness again? Huyen and Dee's life is hanging by a thread. Challenges keep piling up, yet their little house remains the only place of peace, the one anchor that keeps Dee pushing forward. But fate doesn't let go so easily. Thuk, the man who once meant everything to Huyen, has come back. He brings with him secrets never revealed and questions still unanswered. Does he still love Huyen? Will he destroy the fragile life that she and Dee are building together? At the same time, Dee's ex-wife reappears. Tense confrontations, tears, and old wounds being reopened, all of it pushes Huyen and Dee into another storm. Will their love be strong enough to overcome these trials? Or has destiny already decided, forcing them to choose between the past and the present? The scorching sun beat down like fire dust and grit swirling in the air. The pounding of hammers and the roar of concrete mixers filled the sight. Among the strong, broad-shouldered workers, Dee, thin and sun-darkened, stooped to carry heavy stacks of bricks. An older worker, Uncle Ba, called out, "Dee, I gotta say, for such a small guy, you're tough." Even the younger, stronger guys hate hauling those bricks. Breathing hard, wiping the sweat from his face, Dee forced a faint smile. "No matter how hard it is, I've got to keep going, Uncle." His calloused hands tightened as he spoke firmly. "I can handle any hardship as long as I can bring home a little money for Huyen. There are people out there suffering 100 times worse than me." He bent down again, his shoulders trembling as he lifted a stack of bricks nearly half his height. Step by step, his feet sank into the scorching sand, sweat pouring off him like water. Inside, he reminded himself, as long as Huyen is happy, as long as I can see her smile, all this pain is worth it. The pale golden sunset stretched across the yard, the breeze making the porch creak softly. Huyen sat in silence, her empty eyes staring into the distance. In her mind, everything spun like a reel of film. Thuk's cold face the days before he was arrested, the pain he had caused Dee. A shiver ran through her thin shoulders. A thought cut in like a blade. If Thuk comes back, how will Dee face him? Will he still have the strength to protect me and our child? A child's voice broke through her thoughts. Maya ran up, looking up with innocent eyes. "Mom, when is Uncle Dee coming to play with me?" Startled, Huyen pulled her daughter into her arms. Her hands trembled slightly as she hugged Maya tightly, as if afraid of losing the only thing she had left. She forced a smile. Her voice choked with emotion. "Uncle Dee is out there working hard. Just a little longer. He'll be home with you soon." The camera lingers on Huyen's eyes, full of sorrow and worry, hiding the storm brewing inside. From afar, Dee's figure appeared faint against the patchy dirt road. His faded shirt was stained with lime sweat streaming down his face. His shoulders sagged under a small sack filled with a few old tools and leftover bricks he had managed to bring from the site. His steps were heavy, but his eyes lit up the moment he saw the porch, the place where the two people he loved most were waiting. Maya rushed out, her tiny feet kicking up sand and dust. Uncle Dee's home. Mom. Uncle D's home. Dee bent down, scooping Maya into his arms with a gentle smile. Sweat dripped from his forehead onto her little shirt, but Maya clung to him tightly, unwilling to let go. Out of breath, but speaking warmly, Dee said, "My little princess, have you been waiting long?" Maya beamed. "Yes. I even counted to 100, and you still weren't back." Dee laughed, his smile weary but full of affection. Straightening up, he walked toward the porch where Huyen was already waiting an old cloth in her hands. She gently wiped the sweat from his brow, her voice carrying a mix of worry and scolding. "If you keep working yourself to the bone like this, how will you hold up? You're already so thin and still pushing yourself so hard." Dee took her hand firmly, his eyes steady. "As long as I have you and Maya waiting here, I still have strength. This house, I will build it no matter what. Even if it costs me blood, I'm not afraid." Huyen froze, her hand trembling. She lowered her head to hide the tears welling in her eyes. Together, the three of them stepped into the small yard. Dee sat down, taking off his cap, and the shirt soaked through with sweat. His calloused hands trembled with exhaustion, but his eyes still shone with determination. Huyen sat beside him, handing him a glass of water. In a soft voice, almost as if reassuring herself, Huyen said, "One day, we'll have a real home. No more fear of the wind and rain." Dee lifted his head, looking straight at her, his voice firm. "That day will come. I swear to heaven and earth, I won't let you and our child live in this makeshift life for even one more day." Maya ran around the yard, her eyes lighting up as she pointed at the half-finished walls. "Mom, this will be Maya's room. Right, I want a big window so I can see the sky." Dee chuckled and gently patted her head. "Yes, this will be your room, princess. You'll have a place to play with BB, and a safe place to sleep." Suddenly a strong wind blew, making the porch creak loudly. The sound of it carried an ominous weight. Huyen shivered, her eyes clouded with worry. She looked at Dee, her voice trembling. "If one day Thuk comes back, what then?" Dee gripped her hand tightly, his eyes burning with resolve. "Even if he comes back, I won't back down. You and Maya are everything to me. No matter what, I'll protect you both." The camera slows, moving from Dee's rough hand, resting on a brick, to his unwavering eyes, and finally to Huyen's anxious face. In the silence, only the howling wind through the cracks in the wall can be heard, like a warning that the storm is far from over. Just when the tension felt unbearable, the heavy air suddenly lifted. Maya's clear voice rang out like a ray of sunlight breaking through gray clouds. Clutching Dee's arm tightly, her sparkling eyes pleaded, "Uncle Dee, you have to stay with Maya. You promised." Dee froze for a moment. Looking down at her innocent face, his eyes softened. He turned to Huyen with a gentle smile, a smile tired yet filled with faith and unshakable love. With a warm nod, his voice steady and deep, he said, "Yes, I'll always be here for you, Maya, and for your mom, too." Huyen's eyes met his, her heart trembling. In that look, she saw the strength of a man determined to fight fate by her side. The worries and exhaustion eased, replaced with a fragile but hopeful belief. As the evening set, in the last rays of sunlight mixed with the soft breeze, D, in his worn shirt, shoulders thin but firm, carefully lifted each bamboo pole. Every strike of his hammer echoed into the night, blending with the sound of the wind through the trees. Huyen handed him a hammer, her voice gentle. "Hold it steady. I'll keep this side in place." D gripped tightly, fixing the bamboo. She passed him the rope, and together they tied each knot securely. Piece by piece, the thin bamboo poles formed a simple but steady frame for their future home. Maya skipped around, laughing out loud. "BB, I'm going to have a new room." D laughed too, sweat dripping down his face as he reached out with dusty hands to pat Maya's head. He teased Maya, "Do you love your uncle and your mom?" She nodded quickly. "Yes. And when I grow up, I'll help you build houses too." Huyen stood watching her, eyes brimming with tears. Looking at the little girl, full of innocence, and the frail yet strong man beside her, she thought to herself, this is what a real family is. No matter the storms, as long as I have them, I can stand tall. The oil lamp flickered in the breeze, lighting up the image of three small but unyielding souls, standing strong against life's hardships. Maya's laughter echoed, chasing away dark memories and lingering fears. The camera slowly panned from the bamboo poles tied with rough rope to Dee's calloused hands, and finally to Huyen's face, her smile mingling with tears. In that moment, viewers feel both warmth and unease. Will this little house be strong enough to shield them from the storm of fate that looms ahead?
Đã thề sẽ đem lại hạnh phúc cho hai mẹ con.